Two of the greatest footballers who have ever played the game. Two completely different approaches to building a car collection. Cristiano Ronaldo has assembled what looks like a private hypercar museum. More than 40 cars, Bugattis, Rolls-Royces, exclusivity at every turn. Lionel Messi has built something quieter, a smaller collection that blends rare Italian engineering with practical family vehicles. A man who once mocked his own car rumors with a photo of a toy. Today on CAR SPARX, we are putting their collections head to head. 3 cars each, 3 different battlegrounds. By the end, we will tell you who we think actually wins. Let us begin. Before we start, a word on accuracy. You may have heard that Messi owns a $36 million Ferrari 335S once driven by Sterling Moss. We checked that claim twice. CNBC has reported the real owner is an American businessman named Brian Ross, and Messi himself publicly mocked the rumor on social media, posting a photo of a toy car with the caption, "My new car." We are not including it. Every car in this video is properly documented. From Ronaldo's garage, we have selected the Bugatti 110, one of only 10 ever built, the Ferrari Monza SP1, one of the most extreme track-focused Ferraris ever sold to the public, and the McLaren Senna, a car built with almost no concession to comfort. From Messi's garage, 3 cars that represent his actual, well-documented taste. The Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale, his genuine daily driver for years at Barcelona's training ground. The Pagani Zonda Tricolore, one of only 3 ever made. And the Audi R8, the car he drove constantly during his Barcelona career as part of the club's sponsorship deal with Audi. 6 cars, 3 battles. Let us start on the circuit. Battle 1, the circuit. Bugatti 110 versus Pagani Zonda Tricolore, a long, demanding racetrack with fast corners and a serious top-speed straight. This is where pure engineering gets tested. The Bugatti 110. Only 10 were ever built, each one a tribute to the legendary Bugatti EB110 from the 1990s, an 8-litre quad-turbocharged W16 engine producing 1,577 horsepower, 0 to 62 miles per hour in 2.4 seconds, a top speed of 236 miles per hour. Ronaldo reportedly paid around $10.5 million to secure his. It is the 3rd Bugatti in his garage, alongside a Chiron and a Veyron Grand Sport Vitesse, both customized with his CR7 branding. The Pagani Zonda Tricolore, only 3 were ever built, named for the 3 colors of the Italian flag that run through its bodywork. A 7.3-litre naturally aspirated AMG V12 producing 678 horsepower. It was built as a track-only celebration of the Frecce Tricolori, the Italian Air Force aerobatic display team, and it is not road legal in most jurisdictions without significant modification. Messi's example is one of the rarest cars in football, rarer in production numbers than almost anything else in either garage tonight. So, who wins on the circuit? On raw numbers, the 110 is faster in a straight line by a significant margin, with more than double the horsepower and a top speed advantage of over 30 miles per hour. But the Zonda Tricolore is a naturally aspirated, track-focused machine built specifically for circuit driving, with none of the weight or road-going compromises the 110 still carries as a hyper-grand tourer. On a circuit with tight technical corners, the Zonda's lighter weight and purer chassis balance could close some of that gap, but not all of it. Our prediction, the raw power and aerodynamic sophistication of the 110 wins this one. Point to Ronaldo. Battle 2, the Autobahn. Ferrari Monza SP1 versus the Audi R8, an unrestricted German motorway, dry conditions, miles of open road. This is about top speed, stability, and which car you would actually trust at 200 miles per hour. The Ferrari Monza SP1, a single-seat barchetta with no roof and no windscreen, built as part of Ferrari's Icona series, drawing inspiration from the brand's 1950s open-top racers. A 6.5-litre naturally aspirated V12 producing 810 horsepower, 0 to 62 in under 3 seconds, a top speed of around 199 miles per hour. Only around 500 Icona series cars were built across both the SP1 and SP2 versions combined. It is one of the rarest and most extreme road-legal Ferraris ever sold to a private collector, the Audi R8. Messi's car here is well documented on video, driven repeatedly to Barcelona's Ciutat Esportiva training ground during his time as an Audi brand ambassador. A 5.2-litre naturally aspirated V10, shared in its earliest form with the Lamborghini Huracan platform, producing in the region of 570 horsepower in its performance trims, 0 to 60 in around 3.2 seconds. A top speed of approximately 205 miles per hour in its most focused specification. Unlike the Monza, the R8 has a roof, a windscreen, and four-wheel drive, none of which the Ferrari has at all. This battle is closer than it looks. The Monza SP1 has more horsepower and a more extreme racing pedigree, but it offers the driver no windscreen and no roof, a serious limitation at sustained high speed on an open motorway. The R8, with its four-wheel drive system and considerably more practical aerodynamic envelope, is arguably the more stable, more genuinely usable car at 200 miles per hour for a sustained period. Our prediction: on a track, the Monza wins easily. On an open motorway, stability matters more than outright power, and the R8 closes the gap. We are calling this one a draw, the first split decision of the night. Battle 3, the daily commute. McLaren Senna versus the Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale. Stop-start traffic, tight city streets, a car park with a low entrance. This is about which hypercar could actually survive being driven every single day. The McLaren Senna, named after Ayrton Senna, built with one stated goal: lap time. Above all other considerations, including comfort. A 4-litre twin-turbocharged V8 producing 789 horsepower. Active aerodynamics generating up to 800 kilograms of downforce. A cabin so stripped of sound, deadening and comfort features that McLaren themselves have described it as closer to a road-legal race car than a Grand Tourer. Ronaldo's example is valued at approximately $1.2 million. The Maserati Gran Turismo MC Stradale, the most track-focused version of Maserati's Gran Turismo available at the time, with the rear seats removed to save weight, but still road-legal, still comfortable enough for daily use. A 4.7-litre naturally aspirated V8, famous among enthusiasts for one of the best exhaust notes in automotive history, producing around 450 horsepower. This was Messi's genuine daily driver for years, captured on video repeatedly arriving at training. He paid approximately $242,000 for it. The Senna is faster, more powerful, and more technologically advanced in almost every measurable way. But this battle was never about lap times. It is about which car would actually survive a daily commute. The Senna has minimal sound deadening, a stripped interior, and a ride height so low that McLaren had to fit a nose-lift system just to clear most speed bumps. The Maserati, by contrast, was Messi's actual daily car for years, proven repeatedly on camera handling real traffic, real car parks, and real life. Our prediction: the Maserati wins the daily commute, comfortably. Point to Messi. So, where does that leave us? One win for Ronaldo on the circuit, one draw on the open motorway, one win for Messi on the daily commute. It is a near-even split, and that feels appropriate, because these two collections were never really competing on the same terms in the first place. Ronaldo's garage is built for spectacle, maximum rarity, maximum horsepower, a private museum designed to be looked at as much as driven. Messi's garage, even with a Pagani hiding inside it, is built around cars he has actually used, actually driven to work, actually lived with. Two completely different definitions of what a great car collection should be. If you had to choose one of these 6 cars to drive every day for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. We are CAR SPARX. See you in the next one.